Now, towards the end, let's just look at some of the success stories from the world. The first success story regarding madrasa education I would like to share with you comes from a Muslim majority country named Indonesia. According to the Asian Development Bank's project on Madrassa Education Development in Indonesia 2014, the madrasa education system in Indonesia is under the responsibility of Ministry of Religious Affairs, while the general education system is decentralized. So although the generic education system for Indonesia is a decentralized system, they have on purpose kept the madrasa education or the madrasa institutions or seminaries, religious seminaries, under the banner of the Ministry of Religious Affairs. Madaaris were formally integrated into the national education system and now follow the national curriculum and education standards set by the government. So now, what does that tell us? It tells us that in Indonesia, the national curriculum is followed by the schools which are functioning in general, but also the national curriculum is followed by the Madaaris as well. Madaaris mostly serve disadvantaged communities and attract more female students, so targeting them through education programs helps promote economic growth and improve civic knowledge. Now, this point is very important because this is very true for Pakistan as well. In our case, the Madaaris are also serving the disadvantaged students more, right? In addition to that, one thing which is not similar is, in our case, still Madaaris are not necessarily reaching out to the females or to the young girls of the society. In fact, a lot of phobia for the girls exist for getting the education at first place. There are a lot of parents who are not even encouraging their young daughters to get the education at first place. Forget about getting the religious education. So I think what Madaaris needs to do is Madaaris needs to reach out, like Indonesia, to the families where young girls are not being educated, and convince them to send the young girls to the Madaaris, and separate Madaaris for the young girls should be proposed and should be promoted by the government of Pakistan and the Madaaris authorities themselves. Madaaris have improved education management information system and district education statistics of schools in Madaaris. So the information system, MIS, for the Madaaris in Indonesia is a very visible one, is a very transparent one. Because of that, there's a lot of data which is available to the government and also to the Madaaris authorities. So whenever there's a policy to be made, the implementation of that policy is very much possible, and it is also very convenient. With decentralization, local governments also need to pay significantly more attention to Madaaris in remote areas. Because their logistical system is a bit decentralized, the local governments pay much more attention to the Madaaris in the remote areas. So no madrasa out there within the Indonesian context is actually left out. The government can reach out to them, and the Madaaris can also reach out to the Indonesian government for any logistical help or support. Lately, Madaaris in Indonesia have increased enrollment rates, reduced dropout rates, and improved academic performance of students in the national exams, providing the foundation for better employment and advanced education opportunities, and identifying candidates for overseas training programs. So not only the students from the madrasas in Indonesia are getting the good life prospects, but they're also getting integrated into the further education, not only within the Indonesia but also in the overseas situations as well. So a lot of students coming out of the madrasas in Indonesia have the competence to apply abroad for further studies as well, and I think that's very good. Recent madrasa reforms in Indonesia has improved the salary structures and provided resources for teachers and principals to upgrade their qualifications and undertake professional certification programs and trainings focused on sciences, mathematics, and English. Now, this particular point is very important for lots of different reasons. One, see, we have already talked about in our policy recommendations that one of the madrasa reform is to improve the salary structure, to bring more gratifying monetary benefit to the teachers and the principals in the madrasas. And also we have suggested separately that the madrasa officials must be given the advanced training. What Indonesia has done is they have mixed the two up. They have developed they have intertwined the two ideas together, and they say that improve the salary structure so much that the individuals have the direct motivation to go and improve their qualifications. Improve their qualifications not only in Islam, not only for the Islamic studies, not only also for the pedagogy, but also in the areas of science, in the areas of mathematics and English, so that the holistic improvement of an individual, like the teachers and the principals, can be ensured, but also the holistic improvement of the madrasa itself can be targeted. Further reforms include teaching methodologies, implementation of new curriculums, after-school remedial programs, and scholarships for disadvantaged students, capacity building of madrasa administrative leadership, etc. So their improvement is not confined to improving the salaries or to the professional development of the teachers, but also a lot of other factors which are just being given in this very slide. The second success story which I would like to discuss with you is from Cuba. Cuba is not a Muslim majority country, but it has certain elements of success within their madrasa education which I think we in Pakistan can definitely learn from. Cuban model for education can also be comprehensively applied to our madrasa education system in order to provide worldly as well as religion-oriented education, ultimately providing young minds with healthy future prospects. So now, one of the fundamental things which I think Pakistan should get from the Cuban madrasa education system is that throughout their madrasa education, the students get to experience the integrated model of curricula, where the Islamic teachings and the Islamic preachings and the values are taught, intertwined, integrated, incorporated very nicely into the worldly disciplines, physics, chemistry, biology, any of that. So what Cuban students get to experience is they get to experience the practice of Islam, the values of Islam, along with the 21st century modern knowledge as well. After the completion of high school in Madaaris or otherwise, the children are given a choice of a degree or a line of a career. The children may opt for either a philosophical degree or vocational training before embarking on their future paths. Now, this is very important. Why? Because see, until high school, the students are getting this integrated education. And once they finish it, the state allows the student from the madrasa education sector to either get the academic philosophical degree or to get the vocational training like becoming a dentist, carpenter, hairstylist, engineer, whatsoever. It just not just finishes there. Then the state gets to pick the professional and skilled persons from this lot and integrates them into the economic, social, industrial, or political sector. This way, the gaps in unemployment and inequality in the education system gets bridged. So in Cuba, there is a three-tier system which we get to witness. One, the integrated system where the Islamic education and the 21st century modern education is given together in an integrated fashion, then the students are given the opportunity to either go for the philosophical degree or to pursue a vocational training, and then the state facilitates the selected well-skilled individuals to bring back into the society and make active contributions in the economy, in the social sector, industrial or political sector of the country as well. Now, what do we need to learn from these two success stories as we bring about the madrasa reforms in Pakistan? We have to make sure that we also encourage the 21st century skill development within our madrasas as well, in addition to the Islamic provision of knowledge, values, and skills.